coach or anybody on my team about anything I did. Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, the last thing you want to do is be a distraction in Super Bowl week, right? Like, there's so much going on, and there's so much on everybody's plate. Not just with, obviously getting ready for the game, right? Like, that's obviously the main course, but like everything that comes with it, setting up your families, getting their tickets, getting their hotel rooms.
Hold on. Let me interject, though. People hate it when I do this, and I don't care. But does it take that much time? Do you have that many family? I've always wanted to. What's the truth of that? Everybody mentions it. And is it that big a pain, or did you have to come up with 50 tickets, or did you say, look, how big a hassle is it, and how did you try to handle it? Because I'm guessing you figured it out even as a rookie. I just got to worry about the damn game. I'm sorry. Taking care of the family just ain't at the same level, but you're very nice, so maybe it was.
Well, I looked at it from a point of, obviously my wife now, she was living with me in Green Bay at the time. And, I kind of essentially told her, hey, you got to handle this stuff. Like, I'll get the tickets. When we did all the ticketing and stuff in Lambeau Field before we left, I signed all the forms. I did everything, the hotel rooms and everything like that. I did it all. And
how many tickets did you ask for?
You get 14.
Woo!
So, or you get, I think, 7 or 8, then you can buy the extra up to 14. So I did all of them. And we, obviously I had everyone, as many people as
any player that got more than 14 or wanted more than 14.
I'm sure there was.
Back to your story. Well, no, I was just thinking that one players would get on and play, go, so you needed 30? Come on.
Yeah, I mean that would have been your game check gone, because those tickets were not cheap. It's not like they gave them to us for a
$300 a ticket, I think, something like that.
Oh, way more.
Wow.
Way more.
Way more?
Yes.
500, 700?
Yeah, I think like 750.
Okay, all right,
or something like that. They were not cheap. But I essentially told Abby, I was like, listen, like, I got everything set up, but everything after this, like, you got to take care of it. Like, I can't be like, when I get the tickets, I'll give them all to you. You take them when you get it, because she flew with all the the coaches' wives and everything like that on a separate plane. So she got in before my parents and my brother and my sister and her fiance and my brother's wife, and everyone. So she got to the hotel room, got everything set up for everyone.
Did you tell anybody, no, I don't have tickets, or did Abby? Or were you able to handle everyone?
I got a couple requests that I was just like, nah, no,
right.
we're full, we're good. I don't get that many tickets, and but yeah, I mean, you would get requests from a lot of people that you hadn't heard from in a long time, and they want the Super Bowl tickets. Like, they didn't want any tickets during the regular season. They didn't want those tickets. They wanted the Super Bowl tickets. Oh, we'll pay for them. And like, hey, I'm sure you will, but like, I'm maxed out here. I got all the tickets are gone. They're spoken for. So it was one of those things. Like, once I got done my main responsibility of getting the tickets, getting the hotel rooms, I was done. I was like, I'm out. I can't do it. I can't deal with everyone's requests. And
how did she say it went? Did she say it was easier than I thought, or, oh my God, I couldn't wait for this to be over?
I think, talking to her about it, I think it went smoothly. I mean, it was all family, so I think it went smoother than anticipated. Obviously, handing tickets out to family members is pretty easy. I think the hardest part was coordinating, getting her onto the field after the game, and my brother, and there were people in different seats.
Did you charge anybody, or did you give them to them for free because you're a nice guy?
I didn't charge anyone for tickets.
Yeah! That's the Brian Bulaga we know.
Yeah. I covered the hotels. I covered the tickets.
You covered everything? Did anybody offer or give you money? I don't need specifics.
No.
Wow.
No, I didn't expect anything. I
know who I'm asking if Packers ever go again.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything. Listen.
What a nice guy. So I'm taking that's $30,000? Am I somewhere?
You're probably ballpark close to with the hotel rooms and everything like that.
I knew you were nice. I didn't know you were that nice.
I just looked at it as, hey, I better win this game so my paycheck's bigger, so that it's not that as big of a dent as it would be if we lost the game. Obviously, the winning team gets a bigger share. So it's like, hey, we better win this so that that half my check is gone from paying for people's tickets and hotels. But no, you know what? You look at it, at least I looked at it as there were so many people that helped me get to the point that I was in my career at that point, my family, my brother, and everyone that, providing hotel and tickets to the Super Bowl was, that was nothing to me. And I wanted all my family to be there for it. So easy decision. Now, right. I did not pay for everyone's flights. That you had to get yourself there. Like that was the one thing, like, hey, like I'll get the tickets in the hotel room, but like I'm not paying for the flights. Like if you want to go, you can get yourself there.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I mean, it's all totally fair. You're being nice, but it's there is even a limit to how nice you are. Aside from this, the part that always fascinated me was what you did the first week. It's uncommon to everything. Did you do nothing, or is too much time a hassle rather than a benefit?
Like you mean the week we got in, like the week we got to Dallas?
Well, I don't know, but you have 2 weeks from the...
Yeah, so we'll get right into that. Like, obviously, the week before we even traveled.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got 2 days off, and then we went back full pads every day, just going hard every day. Like, it was a grind, man. It felt like training camp a little bit. The practices we were doing, it was Coach McCarthy did not take it easy on guys and let guys kind of slowly get back into the week. It was, hey, you got 2 days off. Kind of like a regular season week. You got Monday off, then it gave us Tuesday off, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we were going. Like we were rolling. Full pads, a lot of...
And there's no way they're doing that way anymore. There's no chance.
No, there's no way. The mindset and the science and everything behind it has changed completely. I mean, it was... obviously, like Chad Clifton, he didn't practice much anyway, so he didn't do much. But for everyone else, we were going, and we were getting ready for Pittsburgh, installing the game plan, bits and pieces of it early, seeing what looked good, what didn't look good. And obviously, we had a really good advantage because Dom Capers' defense was very similar to what the Pittsburgh Steelers did. So we would do Packers versus Packers versus very similar looks that we would be getting in the Super Bowl. So there was that benefit to the entire thing. But I will say this, when we got to Dallas and we started practicing, those practices were so intense, so ramped up, so focused, so physical. It was unbelievable. Like, I mean, they were so crisp.
Like
so
nothing
clean.
All season long, the most intense of anything, even training camp?
Well, obviously, training camp's a different vibe, right? Like,
right, but from the time the season started, there was nothing like what you did.
No, nothing.
Wow.
I mean, it was laser focus. Guys were locked in, dialed in. It was obviously very physical, very, very physical. Guys were juiced up, ready to go. There was and this was all like with the weird stuff going on down there with the ice storms. We were supposed to practice at SMU. Their outdoor field was iced over, so we moved to some, one of these Texas high school indoor facilities that these super high schools have, and we were practicing at a high school indoor facility for the whole week. And, I mean, it was really nice. I mean, the high school and, had an indoor turf field, which was ridiculous. But we were indoors, and the practices were crazy focused. And, like I said, nothing that I ever remember during the season even came close to that. I mean, it was laser focused. And, like, you go into the game confident that, hey, we can win this game. We could beat the Steelers. But after that week of practice, you felt so prepared. Like I felt overly prepared for the game that, I may get beat by LaMarr Woodley once or twice. He may get me, but from a game plan perspective, the assignments, the detail, everything, like I was so locked in and focused. And then extra meeting times at night. Obviously, we had nothing to do. We were, the hotel we were in was where we did all the meetings. So, like, there'd be extra meeting time, and I'd meet with Campy a little bit more after all the guys left just to feel like if I had any questions or any concerns or to watch over a couple more things, I did that. especially, as a young guy in such a big moment. So it was a really, really good week of prep. And, I'm sure that's how a lot of these teams feel, that they had a great week of prep and they feel really sharp. But obviously that can't be true for everyone because there's a winner and a loser. But it was crazy. It was really awesome. And like, just to live that again, I would have gave anything because of how focused you felt in those practices and how dialed in you felt. It was awesome.
And if a team was to advise you and ask your advice, you would, even if you would suggest that that's the best approach. Very intense, maybe everybody's like that anyway. I don't know. I'm sure they're.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it would be, hey, how things have gone, how you practiced in season, there's a lot of games that you have to think about, get ready for. This is one and done, right? This is it. This is the finale. Like, leave everything on the practice field so that when you get out there on Sunday night, there's nothing left to be questioned. Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you go hard enough in practice? Is your wind up? All that kind of thing. Like, there's no questions out there. We did everything humanly possible to get ready to go play this game. And that would be my suggestion. I'm not saying you need to do 9-on-7, beat the hell out of each other all week. I'm not saying that, but like the attention to detail, the focus, obviously there's going to be intensity and physicality in practice no matter what, but make sure guys are locked in and clicked in, that they're ready to go, because that week of prep with the practice squad guys, I've never gotten a better look. I can't remember getting a better look for the rest of my career than that week against our practice squad players and backups. Like, it was so good that like you felt like you were in a game every practice. That's how intense it was. And that's what it felt like. If you got beat in practice, like you would have lost the game. Like, if I get beat in practice, I'm going to lose the game for us on Sunday. So like, guys were that focused, which was just awesome. And I'm sure, Coach McCarthy and the coaching staff, they were loving what they were seeing, because they hadn't seen anything like that practice-wise from us probably since late in training camp when we were about to get ready to ramp up to play week 1.
Brian Bulaga, so popular. Questions. He's always wanted questions. Now you have time. 1-800-990-3776. 1-800-990-3776. I met people today. They had questions that they wanted me to ask him. So I've got others' questions, and yours, they might make the list. We'll find out. Second quarter, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
We are seeing some delays heading out of the Marquette interchange through the stadium, so give yourself a few extra minutes there. Northbound 43, slowing from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe. We've also got some heavy ride on 894 westbound coming out of the Mitchell interchange out towards Loomis. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And check in the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly to partly cloudy, a low of 32. Tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy and mild, a high of 44. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Every pass.
Iguodala, top of the circle on the dribble. Then to Cam Jones. In the lane to the basket. Layup is good.
Every treble.
Steal by Joplin. It's 2-on-1. Joplin will go to the basket. He'll lay it up and in. Count it in a foul.
Every shot.
Cam Jones still with it. Now he'll try a step back three. Good. Oh, he's feeling it.
Every dunk.
Going inside to Iguodala. Another pregame wide open dunk.
Every single second. We are your official home for Marquette Golden Eagles basketball. 94.5 ESPN.
The moment you've been waiting for is here. Eagle Sports Range is officially open for action. It's Wisconsin's largest indoor range, offering unlimited range time in 40 lanes, which include 20 20-yard lanes and 20 50-yard lanes, and no reservations needed. Just show up and let the fun begin. With a staggering selection of 100 firearm rentals to use, every visit is a new adventure. Eagle Sports Range is also a go-to for education. Take advantage of their concealed carry classes and gun safety courses. Safety first, excitement second. Visit them out in Cudahy or online at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where education meets exhilaration.
Brewers win! Get more from your live baseball experience with the 2024 Brewers Ticket Plan. On sale now. Don't miss more exclusive Brewers season seat holder rewards, like your very own batting practice session, more can't-miss action, and more access to the game you love. It's your ticket to being a VIP Brewers fan this season. Plus, you'll enjoy savings on ticket prices you can't get anywhere else. Learn more at brewers.com/ticket plans.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, Southeastern Wisconsin's beer, liquor, and wine headquarters. For over 60 years, 7 different decades, all as a local family-owned business. Discount Liquor has a selection with over 14,000 varieties of beer, liquor, and wine in stock, along with everyday low prices, expert service, and convenience with 2 locations. But don't just take my word for it. Let's check out some online reviews. Robert wrote, "There's not a better liquor store around. Nobody even comes close to their beer selection. The only issue? I get brain overload because there are so many choices." And Aubrey recalled, "I went in looking for a very specific and rare dessert wine. They not only knew of it, but special ordered it and called us when it was available for pickup. Just can't beat their service." Thanks, Robert and Aubrey, for your kind words and patronage. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls, and right now, schedule your free in-home estimate, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus, a free upgrade to triple pane glass, and they'll double your energy tax credit. Restrictions apply. You'll be saying, "I love my windows."
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Go beyond your field of study and get a world-class education in leadership by joining the U.S. Army ROTC. As an Army officer, you'll work side by side with peers who support your growth, and you'll become a role model, mentor, and decision maker in any environment at any scale. It's a challenging path, but along the way, you'll sharpen your skills and show yourself and those around you exactly what you're capable of. Decide to lead at goarmy.com/officer or contact your local Marquette University Army ROTC program to get started. The Homer Hour, Brian Bulaga. Everybody has questions for him, and now we have time to take them. Raleigh in Oak Creek, you're on with Brian Bulaga, the doctor of football. Let her fly.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for taking my call again.
Oh, no problem.
Most Packer fans have noticed the pre-snap routine has changed quite a bit since Rodgers left. For example, Love doesn't use the hard count, and there's a lot more motion now. Is there how does it affect your line play to make it harder or more difficult, or what do you need to pay attention to now?
Yeah. So that's a great question. I think obviously the hard count is something Jordan Love is going to grow into as he gets more comfortable with seeing everything and doing everything.
Explain what that is for people that don't even understand.
Yeah. So the hard count is obviously going through the cadence once or twice, trying to get the defense to jump off sides. And that's kind of a art, right? Like Aaron's was so smooth, so rhythmic.
So how do you know when he's going to then snap the ball? What?
Oh, well, we knew the snap count. Like this was all stuff that we had gone throughout the week and how he was going to do it and all the different cadences that we had. We knew all the different things that he could do. And when
again,
he would,
for those who don't know, does he snap on a particular word or sound or what?
I'm not going to give it away because I know they do the same thing now. So
all right. So what'd you do in college?
In college, it was, I think it would normally be on 1 or 2 and the ball would get snapped on the set hut. On hut, it would go. It's different in Green Bay. It's a different, it's done a different way. And I know that hasn't changed. I know it hasn't changed. So I'm not going to give away that secret.
Well, you don't have to, but let's say back in cuts. So when the quarterback says Sut and then goes Hut, the defense knows exactly when the ball is going to be snapped. Isn't there a point of trying to make it difficult for them to figure it out or not?
Well, yeah, that's why you do the hard counts and different cadences.
But in college, you don't do that much?
Not as much, no.
Oh, all right.
Not as much. Aaron had such a big brain that he could do all these different things and still and be able to focus on a defense while going through multiple cadences and things like that. Now, the second part of that was with the motions. Obviously, the motions are up. That's good for a guy like Jordan Love because that helps him decipher a defense a lot easier. He can tell man to zone and things of that nature and kind of get defenses to show their hand early.
All right, so if the guy follows him, it's man. If the guy doesn't follow him, it's zone. So
most of the time.
It's that simple,
most of the time,
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah it's pretty simple. But you can also see if it's going to be one high man, two high man. You can get defenses to show their hand and what they're doing or show a pressure or something of that nature.
So why doesn't everybody do motion?
Because you look at a lot of these good offenses, they do them, right? Like
okay.
a lot of the good offenses do a lot of motion. We're going to see quite a bit of that with San Francisco this week, especially with Spagnuolo's blitz packages and things like that. But what that does too, while it is harder on an offensive line to decipher with the moving parts and shifting linebackers, if the offensive line is keyed in, the motion is also very good for them because it can give them angles on linebackers. It can help the linemen if they're playing with their eyes up and not just focused on their one little job, can give them tips and things that can help them out in their pass set and their run blocking assignment and help give them leverage. So the motions and the hard counts and all that are all positives. And Aaron, we did plenty of motion. Obviously, I think the motion kind of slowed down a little bit once Aaron started being in the floor system a little bit more. Aaron didn't like as much motion, at least to my knowledge, but I think he got used to it. But the motion gives the offense a good tell on the defense. And obviously with Jordan Love, that's a big positive for him. It helps him out. And as this line, kind of gets better and better and develops and matures more, they're going to use that motion and what that does to a defense to their advantage as well.
Now, see, if I see Aaron the next time, I'm going to say, what is wrong with you? How can you be against motion? Everything Bulaga told me says that motion is good, and then he says that you did less motion. What is your problem? What would he say to me?
Well, I think he would say that, he would first tell you that he's wrong. I love motion would be what he said. Because I don't know what you're talking about. Motion's great is what he would probably say first. And he would say Bulaga doesn't know what he's talking about, which he may be right. I don't know. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't buy that. But go ahead. I know you're right. He would say the first part. I agree with you there.
But I think for him, right, the amount of motion that the LaFleur offense does sometimes can slow down his operation, right? The way he wants to do it, how he snaps at a certain time. He's got the look already. He doesn't need another motion.
He doesn't need the motion to know what's going on. I already know what's going on. Cut the motion out, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's the way. That's the way I think because like I said, big brain, dude. He knew what was going on probably 90% of the time. So he didn't need all of that. And I'm not saying Jordan Love doesn't know what's going on, but it helps him. It gives him a lot of the answers to the test with these motions and what it does to defenses. So, listen, two different quarterbacks. Jordan Love may get in 3-4 years into the system and tell LaFleur, hey, let's cool it on the motion a little bit. Like, I don't need as much of it. The offense doesn't need as much of it, things of that nature. But it's built into the run game quite a bit. It's built into the pass game quite a bit, but all those things can be tailored to the quarterback and what he likes. And obviously that's something that was done with Aaron. And obviously with Jordan Love running the system and it's his first year running it, it's going to be, like I told you early on when we first got on the radio together, this is going to be Matt LaFleur's system and Jordan Love's going to run it. And that's kind of what we've seen. So,
all right, one other question for Aaron, the answer. Maybe you know what's doing, but maybe the motion makes it tougher on the defense. Is that a factor or not?
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I mean, it makes it tougher on a defense because they have to respect the motion. They have to respect jet sweeps and things like that. Linebackers have to shift to the strength of the strength of the offense and realign. And if they're an under front, which means they play a nose tackle to the strength of the defense, and the strength shifts, then they have to shift the line over and you may get out of position. And so there's things that happen mid-motion during a play that defenses have to adjust to. And if they don't adjust to it, it can play right into the offense's hands. So it does make things more confusing. But again, like I said, like when you have such a smart quarterback, and at the time with the line that we had, we were a high-thinking line. We can make a lot of these adjustments on the fly and react to it, where sometimes, we saw early on with this offensive line in particular that the Packers had this year, they had a hard time the first 8 weeks really, kind of locking in on this and figuring it out. And their angles were bad. Their timing was bad. Things weren't looking great. And then they finally started to pick it up and the offense started to look really good. But it's something that I think Jordan Love's going to continue to utilize. And the snap count is something he's definitely going to have to utilize. You cannot go on one all the time in the NFL. It's got to change. You got to help out your offensive linemen. That's our number one weapon. That's it. Knowing what the play is and the snap count. If we don't have the snap count as a weapon, we're in trouble because we need that. That's a big deal.
Such a big deal that you won't even tell us how they do it in Green Bay.
Correct. I will not tell you.
Just out of curiosity before we break, anything else you won't tell us that's that important? That we now have a snap count level information so important that the doctor of football will not tell us. I mean, we'd like to know what.
Yeah, I just won't.
I know, you've convinced us. Anything else that you won't tell us because it's CIA level. All right.
No, I don't think there's. Snap count. Listen, and the reason why that's like O-line code, right? Like
I'm not arguing with you. I have no problem with you. You can set whatever your rules you want. I now know there's a certain level. There's some things that are snap count level, and you're just not telling us. Okay. That's good. I'm not.
I do have limits.
Yes.
I got limits.
Yes. All right. We'll see what else there, because I have a follow-up question. You were talking about the run blocking versus pass blocking, and then I don't know. I heard Mark Tauscher say he was called maybe for holding 3 or 4 times in his career. That's incredible if it's that low. I don't know if you remember. Incredible. I don't know if you remember your total, but again, run blocking versus pass blocking. The Chicken Man says, "Would you ask him a good question?" And so he said that was it. So that'll be next, third quarter.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got an incident right now on the ramp from 94 eastbound to southbound 4394 in the Marquette. It is out of traffic. Just be careful through that area. Northbound 43 backing up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Westbound 94 slowing out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. And along southbound 41 backing up from Silver Spring down towards Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by Evans Transportation in Delafield, where they provide customized logistics solutions to keep you and your business moving forward. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly to partly cloudy, a low of 32. Tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy, mild with a high of 44. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
At Target, our aisles tell stories of everyday Black joy. The same joy that can be found in our new Black History Month collection. Like feeling empowered with the teas and mugs from legendary Roots. Or seeing the beauty of Black culture through the art of Winnie Weston. Bring more Black joy to your day with an affordable collection that embraces it. Available now at Target.com/Black Beyond Measure.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Homestead's Tim Franks.